Yeah, early morning Derby here. I think I'm here at Derby earlier than I've been up on a Sunday morning in quite some time.
All right, whistle blowing early on, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Looks like Ithaca number 55 on the track.
That's Gunder and Lightning.
Jamming up against, looks like Gunder and Lightning got all the way through. Meanwhile, Rest in Pieces, Zombie Vicious gets tied up by Ovarian Sister in the pack.
Ooh, big hammer and nail work there in the front of the pack there from Ovarian Sister and Momo Agogo. Good positional blocking early here from Ithaca. Gunder and Lightning gets forced out to the outside by Wargasm, but she will complete that pass despite taking a little guff.
Oh, looks like we're starting the day out with a power jam. First jam of the day. Meanwhile, Zombie Vicious sitting in the sin bin. Now the action tying up slow right here in turn number 3. And Gunder and Lightning going into the back block, which means we're going to have ourselves a jammer exchange.
Ovarian Sister also going to the sin bin, so Ithaca's going to sit 1 in the all-in sin bin. Zombie Vicious free from the pack. She's got 2 to beat. Camaro pushes her to the outside, drifts way back behind the pack. That's going to force
that was not
loss.
A drift. That was a fly to the back to make her work hard just to get back onto the track.
It's a Tokyo drift. You do it at full speed.
That's the one. Only you, Cam. Only you.
It's early. Don't pick on me.
You need more caffeine in your diet. That's what I tell everyone else. Oh, the action on the track is already blasting. Oh, surprise. Looks like second jammer back out of the box. Gunder and Lightning come up there, gets 4 points for her last pass, and 4 points for Zombie Vicious as she comes round and round.
Closing seconds here of this jam. Gunder and Lightning came out of the box with a fury, absolutely not scared. And that is going to be the end of that jam, going a full 2 minutes on the first jam here today.
That's what I was looking for. Okay.
Score as that jam comes to a close right now. Looks like Ithaca leads Capital Punishment 11-4 with 27 minutes left to go here in our first half.
Man, can you believe this is already the second day of Derby action? Second day of action here at Frankie Panky 2013. Showtime and Danger Man hanging out, enjoying the bouts already this morning, the warm-ups. They were having a good time. They had interesting events yesterday with the power outage, got back onto it, and come back in strong today.
Haha Hatchet in for Ithaca. Looks like she will be enjoying a power jam as Zombie Vicious is back in the box. So, of course, lead jammer Haha Hatchet from Ithaca.
All right, nice solid wall by Tallahassee on that front line. Hatchet trying to hatchet her way through, but running up into Love Voodoo and Trailer Thrash as well as Wargasm. Little bridging action, trying to spread it out, giving them the warning they may be just a little too far out. Haha Hatchet's pushing against some solid skaters right now. Boom, she gets through, finally making the break, gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-point grand slam.
What a fantastic push there from Haha Hatchet, fiercely barreling and forcing Lavudu down track. That was absolutely incredible.
Oh, she got through that one quick with a quick another 5 points added in, and the jam gets called. Vince coined a term yesterday I'd never heard before, a Zerg rush of skaters.
Of course he did.
And you know what? It was an apt description, StarCraft reference. Everybody on one.
That's fantastic.
I like that.
I like that a lot. That appeals to the 14-year-old boy in me that will never die.
Kind of like that movie. What was that one called with the?
What was that one called? That one.
Sucker Punch. That's the one.
Oh yeah, great movie.
All right, hard push on the track. Number 28, Femme Venomous Tallahassee trying to fight that front line. Looking for an assist from Lavudu. Lavudu created up with Danny of the Dead. Trying to hold back the pack, and a nice stretch out. Gets a lead jammer status for Tallahassee's 28 in the orange and black. That's going to be Team Venom in the house with Femme Venomous.
Cold War in for Ithaca, having a hard time breaking through the front of the pack. Looks like she finally got out of play and was let go by Lavudu. But it's too late. Femme Venomous has got her 4, and she's going to call that jam off.
You know, this is where they need to start playing smart. They had a rough day yesterday, took a couple of losses against some higher-ranked teams. today they're going up against a team. It looks a little equal right now. I'm okay with that. You know, let them get out there. Wargasm coming out with Gunder and Lightning on the jam line. Wargasm with your fancy pants orange and black. Number 44 and 55, Gunder and Lightning, wearing the gold and red shiny pants.
I think you could see her from space.
I think you can.
Very slow start as the pack literally crawling off the line. Big scrum. Looked like Wargasm got bounced to the outside just a little bit. Gunder and Lightning pushing fiercely in the front, trying to make it out, and she will with a 180 move around Trailer Thrash, and she will be your lead jammer.
Oh, nice quick push through. Finally, Wargasm breaks the back, gets to the front. Gunder to the back, trying to hold up against Courtney Smash. Courtney Smash gets a slip, slides on through. She says, you know what, you can get through and get some points, so can I. 4-0. Kind of looks like the last one in reverse.
Some really nice footwork there as Gunder and Lightning made her way through the pack. She moved laterally, just a quick hop step that allowed her to break through the pack and get all the points she wanted and call that jam off with good timing. It was really nice.
All right, looks like Great Wall of Gina, Ha-Ha Hatchet lining up. Gina, some sad news. This is her last bout with the Tallahassee Roller Girls.
What?
Yes.
You must be joking.
I wished I was. I will make a little more of an announcement about a little bit later on, but she is moving to Arkansas.
Wow.
In, I believe, 18 days, something like that. All right, back to the action on the track. It looks like Great Wall of Gina fighting that front line, moving those sneaky fast ninja feet, sliding through, taking the L for her efforts as she slides on through. Tallahassee fans coming alive along the sidelines, even in the back lines. All right.
Hatchet, though, not going to let her have that easily. Looks like both jammers here have kind of turned on the gas. That's going to go 2-1. So that works out in Tallahassee's favor.
If they can keep that up and just keep at least one more point than the other team each time, eventually that's going to flip that score around. Looks like they're closing it up just a tad bit, 10:26 on the screen, with Ithaca being currently in the 26th position.
Not bad. Have not seen a big runaway yet, so I'm hoping this will be a nice, tight, close, fierce game.
All right, on the line, looks like Sox Populi going up against Gunder and Lightning. Gunder and Lightning jamming a lot early on. I'm not sure if she's just one of the strongest jammers or if maybe they've got a short rotation right now.
Well, we did see a lot of her yesterday on the Ithaca game, so I am not surprised to see her a lot on the jammer line. Although, with a play like that, finding a nice inside line, getting herself the big L up high, Gunder and Lightning will be your lead jammer with that good look.
All right, 13:37 from Ithaca going for out of play. Sends herself to the sin bin, to the all-in sin bin.
That's right.
For out of play. Sox Populi, nice little hop step, comes through turn 4, comes through with a 4-point pass. Meanwhile, Ithaca holding 4 on their spin around. Gunder and Lightning trying to match it point for point. And looks like 1 point added in for Ithaca.
Gunder and Lightning came into the back of that pack, slapping her hands on her hips, but was able to get past one of the capital punishment, put one on the board. So on that jam, they went 5 and 4 respectively. So Ithaca is going to continue to try to inch away from the capital punishment. But my guess is Tallahassee's not going to let them.
5-second warning's been given. Looks like everybody's having a good time this morning on the track. Looks like LaVoodoo says, I'll just walk up here, thank you very well. I think she went for her Sunday stroll.
Well, it is Sunday morning.
Indeed. LaVoodoo takes lead jammer. She comes around. Meanwhile, Cold War number 03 from Ithaca holding some serious form coming around. Voodoo runs to the top. Nice little stretch. Slides on, hands on the hips. Takes 4 for her efforts. 0 that pass for Ithaca.
Oh, did you see that smile as she came around this corner? Voodoo very happy with that. Voodoo enjoyed a little bit of a clearer floor as Ithaca got into a little bit of penalty trouble there, seating 2 in the all-in sin bin, making her job a little bit easier.
All right, number 273 for Tallahassee. That's going to be Frozen Tundra. Number 29, that's what, Ha-Ha Hatchet?
Yeah, that's Ha-Ha Hatchet. Seen a lot of her this morning as well.
All right, quick start. Ha-Ha Hatchet takes the lead, coming around, big L in the sky. Frozen Tundra trying to ice the back, staying close. Ithaca trying to tie up the skaters with a 3-4 disadvantage on the track. Ithaca's trying to say, you're in lead, and we have the disadvantage. You need to skate faster.
Oh, big jam there for Tallahassee. Frozen Tundra getting in and digging, getting a few points at the end there at the jam. Fantastic.
All right, looks like the jam is getting just a tad bit closer. Looking at a score on the scoreboard of 31 for Ithaca, 20 Tallahassee, 11-point separation. 19:55 on the track. Looks like we have an official timeout. Some sort of zebra meeting in the center. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was not a timeout. That was interesting. Time stopped moving.
I think they did that just to mess with you.
I think they did. Regardless, we're back on the action on the track.
That's Zombie Vicious out there for capital punishment. She's pushing hard around Cristeria, trying to get daylight. Got two to beat. Camaro right in her way. Goes outside. She finds the L. She will be lead jammer.
You know, and that's the place she wants to be right now, in control and in the lead. Not just in the lead figuratively, but literally, if she can get through the pack and get more points and call it off before Ithaca gets into the mix, we can close the gap.
Looks like capital punishment playing a little bit of blocker down strategy, trying to control the pack speed.
All right, looks like Ithaca gained 3 for that pass. Tallahassee still stuck at 20, 14-point separation. 19 minutes flat on the clock.
All right. Looks like that is Femme Venomous taking the jammer star for capital punishment. And that's going to be Ha Ha Hatchet in for Ithaca. I'm getting to the point where I can recognize them by what they're wearing on their lower half before I see their jersey.
It's not a bad thing to be able to do, okay?
It's true. It's a useful skill.
It is. All right, pushing through the pack, trying hard to get through, trying to play clean. Femme Venomous working her front line. One more Ithaca skater to get through. Oh, down she goes, knocks out 2, gets the L.
Forced to slow down a little bit as an Ithaca player crashed almost right underneath her. And she's going to have to call that jam off, not what she was hoping for.
No, but you know what? She played it smart. She went ahead and called off the jam. Instead of chasing the ace, go ahead and go on through. Burn your energy. I'll slow down. Dee, 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 dee. 4 hands, 4 whistles. See you on the next jam.
Absolutely. Lining up, that's going to be Wargasm in for capital punishment. Ithaca's going to field Cold War on this one.
I want to see Cold War and Frozen Tundra going on for a really chilly jam.
I got chills just thinking about it.
Yes, it is. It's very cold.
It's a pun fest up here. It's a shame you guys can't hear all of this.
Another one. Oh, 180. Comes around, gets lead jammer, gets back and recycled into the pack. Meanwhile, Ithaca tied up in the pack. Cold War trying to get past Trailer Thrash. Looks like Wargasm comes through, takes the grand slam in the house. 5 points out of for Tallahassee.
That's going to be the high five she was looking for. Capital punishment, going to need to capitalize on that. Cold War has now freed herself from the pack. And Wargasm bumps into Camaro right up front. She's going to take home nothing on that pass, but quite happy because she did get that grand slam. Those were sorely needed points.
Indeed, we're down to a 9-point separation between the two, 16:48 till the half. Here we are on Derby News Network. I want to send a quick shout out to a couple of our vendors, Skater's Choice, for all your skating needs. We got an in-shop house, or shop in-house. We also got Fancy Pants because this is the year of the Fancy Pants. And Bond Skates. Barbie Bond, a.k.a. Debbie Rice, can fit your skates right here at Downtown Skate.
Gunder and Lightning in for Ithaca. Looks like Great Wall of China jamming in for capital punishment. Gunder and Lightning is going to find a little tiny sliver of room around Lavudu on the inside. She will be your lead jammer. And Great Wall of China also finds her way through the pack.
Oh, 1-2 sandwich. Looks like Pixie Pounder goes flying on that one. Jam gets called. You know, you hear from the distance where you can hear the impact of the knee pads on the floor, and you think to yourself, ouch.
Ow. Yes. Ow, indeed.
You know, that's one of the reasons why the skaters spend so much money on their protective gear. They know they're going to be making the impacts, so they make sure they take care of themselves in the long run.
Yeah, as a testament to just how physical this sport is, my longtime girlfriend and partner has torn her ACL twice playing derby. Same knee.
Ow. All right, Sox Populi pushing it in. Ha Ha Hatchet in the back. Who's going to get to the front? The door opens up to the outside. Ha Ha Hatchet takes the lead.
That was a nice look from Hatchet. Sox now tied up behind Camaro and Cristeria, but she gets out of play, so they're going to have to let her go. Seen a lot of good front work from Camaro so far. Ha Hatchet clears the pack. She's going to get 4. Call that jam off. So we saw Camaro taking the jam star yesterday in Ithaca's games, but looks like she's doing a lot more front work and controlling the pack today against Capital Punishment.
I wonder if she has a bout later today that I'm not aware of. Let me check. Ithaca. Yes, she's playing against Queen City.
That's
Maybe
right.
she will come in. That's the other game I'm announcing today, or the other bout I'm announcing later on today. So maybe I'll see her in the jam position.
We'll see. So, speaking of people in the jammer position, LaVoodoo taking that star for the Capital Punishment. Gunder and Lightning in the golden red pants for Ithaca. She has superior track position out of play, and Gunder and Lightning will be lead. Looks like LaVoodoo took some serious guff in the back of that pack. She barrels into the wall of Ithaca skaters. Manages to clear through the pack, and now neck and neck with Gunder and Lightning. Gunder and Lightning trying to go one-on-one with LaVoodoo. Boy, that was some contact right there.
Going one-on-one with LaVoodoo in any situation on this track is not a good idea.
I'll tell you what, though, it takes chutzpah. I'm impressed. She approached that completely fearlessly. And it wasn't...
Maybe she just never met her before.
It's possible.
I have to say, Voodoo has toned it down. She doesn't have on the war makeup.
Yeah, I
Nor does she
remember.
has the gree-gree mask, and the funky eye suddenly pops out of her head. So, scary.
Yeah, that was how she was dressed the first time I ever called a Capital Punishment bout. I'd never seen it before.
And you've never forgotten it.
Never.
All right, looks like...
Who do we have in there? If I'm not mistaken, that is
It's
Camaro
Cam, yes.
with the jammer star. She will also be lead jammer. Ithaca controlling this one.
I guess we were talking too soon a while
I
ago.
guess. Always seems to happen. As soon as I make an observation, I'm wrong. It's like the universe is just squashing me from on high.
You're controlling the universe. That's what it is.
Well, you did blame me for the power outage yesterday. Camaro going to
I
call
don't
that.
want it to happen again, okay?
Camaro's going to call that one off after getting her 4. It's going to hold Capital Punishment scoreless. Looks like they are edging away just a little bit. A 25-point lead. Ithaca now leads 51 to 26. 12 minutes, 55 seconds left to go. Showtime abusing Frank for some reason.
No. I was pointing out that this is the temple of the pink flamingo, and there is the one that you shall skate down to.
Indeed.
All right, during this timeout, a couple shout-outs going out. Hopcloth T-shirts for beer craft lovers. Herbalife, they're going to be set up here. Actually, they're set up right now. Look over there. Herbalife and Derbalife, supplements and nutritional advice. Destruct Designs, custom-made glitter and other derby-themed accessories. Birds and Bunny, earth-friendly items. Studio B, derby-themed art and clothing. Traxwear, that's T-R-A-X-X-X, Traxwear, uniforms and custom-made fancy pants, because this is the year of the fancy pants. Whistle's been given, reminding you to get back up on the track. StrictlyDerby.com. Decor Noir. It's an Etsy shop with handmade jewelry. And Turbo Rex Derby. They're set up right inside, and they got some fans on the track. Looks like Cold War going up against Zombie Vicious. Danger Man, what do you see?
Right now, looks like Zombie managed to get outside around Ithaca's jammer. She did pick up lead, but Cold War is right on her heels. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a jammer-jammer foot race, which is one of my favorite things to see in Derby at any given time, because that's when you really see the speed.
All right, here's your observation. They're about the same height, about almost the same build, and they're skating with very similar forms. You're seeing twins.
It's like they're the same, but they're not.
Yin and yang, blonde, brunette. There you go. That's
White
the difference.
jersey, black jersey.
I mean,
oh, man.
there is balance to the
You
world.
are blowing my mind right now.
Up on the track. All right, looks like on the track, Femme Venomous.
That's going to be Hatchet out there for Ithaca.
All right, quick whistle on that. Launches off both jammers. Hatchet gets knocked. Reaching a 2-wall, 3-wall with Tallahassee, trying to have Voodoo for a inside position. But gets past all the skaters, gets to the front. Hatchet takes the lead.
Hatchet going to dig. She, I think, will pick up 3 before calling that jam off. So again, holding capital punishment scoreless.
All right, I can sing a shout out here online from AKT 47. Ithaca looking great out there. So if you're paying attention, AKT 47, yeah, we got the message relayed, and I think they're agreeing with you right now as the score sits 54-28, 11 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock.
Good position for Ithaca to be in if they can continue pushing out this lead. That will set them up with good momentum for their game later today against Queens.
Absolutely. All right, pushing on the track, Tallahassee coming to the front line, a little wargasm scream. Oh, comes out.
Nearly plows into chemical assault on her way to the box.
Pin-up aggression, it happens.
In Derby? No. Lone Jammer on the floor, Gunder and Lightning. She will take lead, and she, I think, is going to call that one off.
I heard whistle, and I saw point, and I thought, she's got lead. No, she's got the penalty.
I did the exact same thing, not going to lie. That's what I thought was happening, too.
You have done young by young, Padawan.
Well, I was trained well. When you learn from the best, you start in good position to be bed.
You got corrupted early. Thank you very much.
Boy, howdy.
Cold War on the track. Power jam situation for Ithaca.
Ithaca's going to have to do some good blocking work right now because it looks like Trailer Thrash and Lavudu are decidedly not going to try to let this be easy for Cold War. Cold War does manage to break away. She will get out of the pack. Ithaca controlling pack position. 3-wall in the back. Cold War is pushing. The wall is moving, but Ithaca not really making a hole for it. Somebody's going to the box for a direction of gameplay.
5-point grand slam. Cold War comes around, adding 5 to the Ithaca score. About 9:25 on the clock, give or take.
Looks like that was Lavudu that's going to sit in the all-in sin bin for 60 for that direction of gameplay penalty. 2 up front, stopping Cold War from getting daylight. Out of play warning. She will put another 5. Ithaca pulls away.
All right, hard hits. Another 5 on the score for Ithaca.
Out of play is called, and they have to let her go.
Yes, remember, this is the year of the fancy pants, and everybody out there is wearing fancy pants except for the referees.
It's true. I'm actually a little surprised at that.
Oh, and the NSOs. Everybody in the... not that I'm on that board right now.
Back on the jammer line, Ha Ha Hatchet takes the star for Ithaca. Great Wall of Gina back on the jammer line for the capital punishment. Whistle blows. Hatchet tiptoes her way along the inside line.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
That is definitely something that I've enjoyed seeing more and more of as you see jammers and skaters up on their toe stops, moving laterally along lines to get around the pack.
Do you realize that means you now have to incorporate ballet-type maneuvers because you're doing the on-points?
Derby Ballet. This is a great idea.
Another great idea brought to you today by Franky Panky.
We've had a couple of good ideas so far this weekend.
Sock Derby, number 1.
Oh, that was fun. Apparently that was a fan favorite as well.
Yes. For those of you that are joining us out online in Derby News Network land, when you get a chance, starting tomorrow probably, go on YouTube, Franky Panky 2013 Sock Derby. That's all I got to say.
Good times, folks. Gunder and Lightning takes the star for Ithaca. She's going to try to push her way around the front of the pack, contending with some great blocking up there.
Looks like Sox Populi trying to figure some pack action around not 1, not 2, but 3 of the Ithaca skaters, including Ovarian Sister. Unfortunately, while that was happening, lead jammer took position on the other side of the track.
Well, she made a nice little slippery move around the front of the pack to break away. Frozen Tundra, however, pushes her out of bounds. And she's going to call that jam off. Looks like, is that 4 even? We'll see.
Let's see. Well, we just jumped up 72-32.
Wow, 40-point lead now with 6 minutes, 42 seconds left to go here in our first half.
All right, if you're checking us out online, we'd like to send a big shout-out to CW17 out of Jacksonville. They're handling all the video work this weekend, and they have been working hard. They've been here from early in the morning till late at night. Okay, looks like a late minute timeout, or late second timeout rather, by Ithaca, and that's where all the cool kids are.
Absolutely.
You
I
two
mean,
can
we're
be-
the cool kids, right?
You're the cool kid. I'm the old man, so it happens.
You're pretty cool for an old man.
Thanks. I appreciate that there, Junior.
Look
All
at
right.
that.
Yeah, that's cool right there because you got Love Voodoo, number 32, straight from Jamaica to put a curse on you as your lead jammer. Meanwhile, the Ithaca jammer is just having one hellacious time in the pack, getting around the 1-2 wall on Tallahassee. Ha Hatchet, bam, gets a hit by Wargasm, gets slowed up. Did not see the pass on there, but I saw some numbers jump up on the track.
Looks like Zombie Vicious is going to go sit in the sin bin for a forearm. That's still illegal. That hasn't changed since yesterday. Voodoo really wants that jam to be over.
She called it off. They didn't see it. She called it off higher. She didn't see it. She got airborne, and she called it off.
Jumping jacks. Don't you tell me what to do, Freddie.
You're not his dad either.
None of you people are my dad. So for those of you who are wondering who I'm talking to when I'm yelling at Freddie, that is DJ Ito, who is keeping us live with excellent tunes all day today and all day yesterday. Big up DJ Ito in the house.
If you need a DJ, remember DJ Ito. You can look him up online, DJ Ito.
Oh, man, great look there from Cold War on the outside. Finds an uncontested line to break through. Frozen Tundra in from Capital Punishment, contending with tough blocking in the front of the pack from Camaro. She will break away as well.
Oh, a little push to the outside. Great Wall of China slides back. I think Camaro was a little upset that the referee didn't blow the whistle as fast as she wanted her other jammer to do. So it happens.
True story. There were just whistles everywhere at the end of that jam because, if I'm not mistaken, Great Wall of China going to the sin bin. That was another forearm call right in the back of the pack there.
And these are things that we don't want to see happen. Penalties this late on.
Gunder and Lightning in for Ithaca. She finds a nice clear line on the inside. She will be your lead jammer on this jam. In jamming for Capital Punishment, that is Femme Venomous. Gunder and Lightning has Socks and Lavudu to beat in the front. Frantically flapping the wings, calls that jam off and gets her 4 before the Capital Punishment can score. Lining up on the jammer line for this jam, that is Camaro in for Ithaca. And number 44, that's Wargasm in for Capital Punishment.
All right. Quick, fast steps. Oh, my goodness. Ithaca just walked the inside line. Took it all the way up. Camaro says, yes, this is fine, thank you. She shoots to the front. The string was pulled. Bam. She moves forward.
Orgasm jukes Ovarian Sister in the front of the pack. She will also be out. Camaro very emphatically making sure that her call off the jam signal can be seen by her jammer ref. Jammer refs have a tough job. They have to keep track of a jammer in the middle of a pack, and sometimes they just kind of lightly tap their hips, even when they're surrounded by 6 people, to call that jam off.
That's why it's supposed to be up and down, up and down.
Which is why my favorite is the full extension down to the
There
hips.
you
Full
go.
extension, head,
Catch
shoulders,
your
knees, and
attention.
toes.
This
knees
is
and
where I
toes.
want you to look. Full extension. This is where I want you to look.
Ooh, Gunder and Lightning with a little early jammer on jammer action. Knocks Socks to the outside and then scoots up the inside line. She will take lead. Oh, no, and Socks going to the box. She will go sit in the all-in sin bin, and Gunder and Lightning will enjoy some power jam privilege.
This is not where Tallahassee wants to be right now. Minute 50 some odd seconds on the clock. 5-point grand slam, Gunder and Lightning. All she has to do is get past, kind of sort of like she just did, that solid wall of orange and black that apparently had a chip or 2 in it. Gets through.
Talked about those toe-stop agility drills. They're obviously paying off for Gunder and Lightning as she knocked up onto her stops but sidestepped her way around Tallahassee's wall.
Yep, another 5 points added on there. So one of the most reoccurring moves besides the toe stop walks and maneuvers this time, or this whole tournament, has been the 180 spins. Moving forward, throwing a 180 to get around somebody on your toe stop and then launching off. So it's giving them that advantage to get around that last player or so on the pack so they can get up. So that agility is becoming more and more important here on the track.
We did see a huge amount of that yesterday in the Jax Tally game with jammers like Jackson and Jamstarella, who are just so fierce on the track. Gunder and Lightning gets herself another 5-point pass, but looks at the box as she rounds turn 4 and notices Sox standing and says, you know what? We'll call it off. So it looks like we have 47 seconds left to go in the half, so we'll probably get this jam off. Ha Ha Hatchet will start this jam in a power jam.
Now, can she get past the Tallahassee wall? Tallahassee's coming up on a halftime on a break, give them a chance to reset their brain and figure out what strategies they need to use now against Ithaca. Looks like Zombie Vicious working up a 1-2-3. Oh, she steps on through. Ithaca takes lead jammer.
Ithaca on that last jam broke the century mark with just 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Camaro with some vicious blocking takes Sox, forces her to recycle all the way to the back of the pack. So Ha Ha Hatchet will get herself a Grand Slam 5. Momo Agogo from Ithaca going to the sin bin, and Hatchet going to call that one off.
All right, folks, I'd like to say welcome to halftime. We are at halftime of the first bout of the day here at the 2013 tournament known as Franky Panky. All right, that was the 5-second warning. A little excitement on the track. Gunder and Lightning trying to get motivated. Nice solid black line with TRG trying to work that line solid. Who's going to get through to the front? It's a push, it's a fight, it's a stress. So far, it is nothing but a mess on the pack. Voodoo slight to the front, but the door opens up. Looks like Gunder and Lightning takes the lead.
Oh, Voodoo unhappy with that, but Camaro with some good positional blocking stopped her just long enough to let Gunder and Lightning out first by a hair's breadth. 3-0 on that one, so Ithaca's going to continue to put a few points on the board at a time and break away. Score as it stands right now 114-40. 29 minutes left to go here in the second half. Ha Ha Hatchet lines up on the jam. Wow, we have a 28-29 on the jammers, so that's Femme Venomous in for the capital punishment, and Ithaca fielding Ha Ha Hatchet.
Whistle blows, launches off the jammers. Who's going to get to the front of the pack? Oh, we're back to the fight.
Heard a whistle. Somebody's going to the sin bin for a multiplayer block.
Femme Venomous takes the big L in the sky. Comes around. I think she's happy that she's there now. Checks her checks for 6, then starts moving faster. A lot of communication coming from the outside. You can hear Puerto Rican Poison coaching on the outside, hollering some directions as the skaters pass by.
Both benches pretty loud, can actually hear exactly what they're saying all the way from across the rink.
Some skaters and some coaches know how to project their voice really, really loud. And whatever you do, don't get them upset because you won't understand them.
Oh no, capital punishment, getting themselves into a little bit of trouble. Ha Ha Hatchet now enjoying a power jam as Femme Venomous goes to the box. Hatchet splits the difference, barrels into a 2-wall, literally pushes them apart and puts a high 5 up. She's going to get a grand slam.
Oh, tries to work her way. Standing by with a 3-point stance. Ha Ha Hatchet says, I can throw my leg in the sky. That's yoga.
Remember what we were saying about Derby Ballet.
That was yoga, I think. All right, another grand slam. Ha Ha Hatchet as she comes around.
It was good work for her because she managed to come down out of bounds after her skate tripped the line. Kept her in play and allowed her to continue to rack up another grand slam 5 points.
Yeah, she tried a hard juke, and then suddenly it was an out-of-pack situation. Yeah, I think mine's a little hot, too. Ha Ha Hatchet slides on through another 5-point grand slam. Femme Venomous working the line. Sliding on through, waiting for the call. 1, 2, 3 at least. Yep, 4 points on that pass. Tallahassee finally climbing up, getting a few more numbers, a few more digits to make them go just a little bit better.
That was a nice pass from Fem Venomous. Really nice, clean line, practically uncontested. My guess is that she caught Ithaca unaware. She kind of snuck her way out of the penalty box and right on through the pack.
All right, looks like we have a 3-2 advantage for Ithaca. 2 players, Tallahassee, sitting in the all-in sin bin. 5-second warning has been given. Love Voodoo and Cold War on the track.
The Voodoo trying to go outside. Big chest push. Doesn't pay off.
Looks like we have some equipment malfunction on Cold War. She has lost a toe stop. Jam continues. She has cleared the track. This is a prime opportunity for Lavudu to get some points. It's an unofficial power jam.
Now, this is an interesting thing.
All right, Voodoo's got to get through the pack.
She's going to take some guff from Cristeria right in the front.
And runs right into Pyro. Pyro, one of the referees on the outside, does not fall down, but Voodoo does. I saw him doing planks earlier trying to get warmed up.
So I have some good stories about getting run into by refs since I like to call bouts from the center of the track. My favorite is Tank Arbel, who's a very big man. He plowed into me at a pretty good clip, bounced off of me.
Okay,
Wow.
That was bizarre.
So what happened there?
Okay, the jammer panty just got tossed to the person in the sin bin.
Can
Not
you
sure.
do
Could have been a
that?
star pass that was interrupted. I'm not sure. I can't lie. All right. Oh, it's out of play. Thank you. All right. Looks like number 12, Ovarian Sister, making her way over to the sin bin, giving the pack advantage to Tallahassee. Multiplayer block call. Getting sent on number 5, Mama Go-Go.
Wow, Lavudu finally being awarded lead jammer status with just 20 seconds left to go on the jam.
All right, quick call of no pack. Pack reforms without a moment's notice. It is now 5-1 on the track, with Camaro being the only Ithaca player on the track.
What a vicious jam. That was hard fought there. Voodoo had to fight tooth and nail for every little bit of track position she could get. So what you guys can't see is that Showtime is doing the same thing I am, with a puzzled look on his face, counting blockers who are in the penalty box or not. The all-in sin bin was completely full at the end of that jam.
And then the jammer went out and went to the Ithaca box, and there was just one person on the track, and I was trying to figure out where they needed a jammer somewhere. Tallahassee's Zombie Vicious taking the lead.
Looks like that is going to be Gunder in Lightning on the floor for Ithaca.
Zombie Vicious slides on through. 4 points added for her efforts. Click, click, click. Calls it off. Rocks on. Taking a full advantage of the player advantage on the track, or the numbers advantage.
Well, that's that smart derby that we've been talking about today. That's how you chip away at a lead, and with 23 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the half, she has time to do it. Ben Venomous lines up on the jammer line up against Ha Ha Hatchet from Ithaca. 28-29 jam again. I like that.
There you
There's
go. Easy way to keep track of the numbers. 28 Ben Venomous, 29 Ha Ha Hatchet. Looks like Brat trying to hold the front line. Gets called out of play. Has to get back into the action. Ha Ha Hatchet slicing on through. Ben Venomous through the pack. Looking to get a few points if she can.
Camaro proving to be a serious problem for Capital Punishment. Their jammers have just had a hard time contending with her. Fem Venomous did juke her so hard that Camaro did fall out of bounds, though.
All right, looks like Brat's made her way to the sin bin out of play.
All in sin bin, seeing a lot of use today so
It
far
is.
in our
It is
first
indeed.
game.
So if you are the sponsor, All In, for the All In Sin Bin, thank you. Your name gets called a lot because that's the most popular seats in the house.
It's true.
All right, looks like Gunder and Lightning mixing up against Lavudu. Voodoo makes her way to the front of the pack, gets the big capital L in the sky. Hemorrhoid League, the jammer ref, trying to keep up with her, and oh, this pack is slim right now. 2 and 2 on the track. Thunder Vittles and Mama Go-Go, and looks like Voodoo slipped on through.
But it looks like they're going to match points on that jam.
Yeah, 4-4. 57-150 on the board currently, 21:44 on the clock. Coming into jam number 4,000, the Tallahassee legend, the Great Wall of Gina.
I can't believe she's retiring. Well, she is moving.
She's moving, not necessarily retiring,
That's
but
true.
just not playing with Tallahassee. What you taking my water for? I don't know.
Cold War manages to scoot her way through the pack. She sneaks out. She will be your lead jammer on this jam. Great Wall of Gina, despite being out, has decided to not give up. She is pushing hard. Oh, big block in the pack.
Yeah,
Who
Zombie
was that?
Vicious
Yep.
ricocheted between two skaters before she took a knee.
And that was a big hit from Zombie Vicious, but it forced Ithaca's jammer out of bounds.
If you're listening to us and watching us out on Derby News Network, is the audio picked up out there? Send us a chat and let us know. We hope to increase the audio so you can hear it just a little bit better. Waiting on an updated post from one of y'all. That's Southern for you.
Ewan.
Ewans. That would be the northern version. All right, looks like Ithaca takes the lead in control.
That's gonna be Ha Ha Hatchet again. Wargasm for Capital Punishment has made it through the pack. Hard fought again. Ithaca turning on the defensive play today.
I have to say I'm actually shocked on this one. I expected Tallahassee to play a different game, and I expected Ithaca to not be as strong as they were. I think they've learned a few lessons over the last call it 24 hours of Derby, because they've really picked up their game.
Well, they did have the opportunity to watch Tallahassee play New Jack City Rollers to get a good idea of strategy and of team, so it's possible that they were applying really good analytical tactic, sitting out in the crowd watching how Capital Punishment is on the floor, and they had all of last night to pick that apart and put it out there.
Indeed. All right, on the track, looks like Gunder and Lightning going up against LaVoodoo. Fight to the front of the pack. Voodoo in that front right now, pushing.
Skaters falling left and right, and it looks like Gunder and Lightning from Ithaca will be out first. She will be your lead jammer. LaVoodoo now sitting in the penalty box, so this will be a Gunder and Lightning power jam. Gunder and Lightning approaches the pack. Capital Punishment recycles to the front. We're getting a little bridging here, trying to increase the engagement zone. They're not able to hold her. Gunder and Lightning will put up another 5-point grand slam for Ithaca.
All right, Valerie Valkyrie trying to work up against Pixie Pounder. Sox Pipeline trying to open a door. Unfortunately, it was for the wrong player at this point. As the jam opens up around one more time, 5 more points added in for Ithaca.
Capital Punishment really having a difficult time stopping Gunder and Lightning. No pack is called. Gunder and Lightning still contending at the front, trying to get around Bratt, and she beats her in the straightaway. And that will be the end of that jam. Gunder and Lightning calling that off. Ithaca now with a sizable lead, 118 points. They lead 178-60 with 18 minutes, 6 seconds left to go here in the game. I have to say, Showtime, I'm with you. This is not going how I expected, but that's one of the wonderful things about Derby, and that's why we play the games, is because you never know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Just because there's a loss on the board today does not mean the valuable lessons are not learned.
That's absolutely true, and that's one of my big problems with the mercy rule, but that's a whole different story altogether.
All right, looks like Camaro still trying to work her way around Femme Venomous. Little assistance from Pixie Pounder, and who was that? 78, Danny of the Dead was trying to make the threesome on that. Big L still goes to the sky for Ithaca. Looks like Camaro, 7-11 takes it. Meanwhile, it is now a power jam.
Who is that we have sitting in the box there for Capital Punishment?
That looks like Frozen Tundra, and she's got the look that she is not happy.
Well, Camaro is out there doing damage. Camaro basically enjoying some Capital Punishment's blockers looks like they're not going to let her have it easy. Big pile up there between turns 1 and 2. Camaro does break her way out. She looks like that might have hurt a little bit, though.
Have you been hit by some of these girls? You
I
know
have,
it.
actually.
You know it hurts. Looks like Pixie Pounder making her way to the box. What kind of box is that? That's the all-in sin bin.
That's going to be another 5-point pass for Camaro. Racking up the points. Number 711 has had a good game today so far for Ithaca. Had some great defensive plays, and now having a great offensive play, racking it up. That's going to be another 5. That brings Ithaca within 2 points of breaking 200. That jam is going to be over, so we're going to line it up again. That jam ending just as Capital Punishment's jammer was freed from the box. So back on the line, we will have Zombie Vicious from Capital Punishment, and Ithaca will field the Cold War. Looks like she's got her toe stop mishap fixed up.
You know what happens? You get your gear right, you're back up on the track. That's the way it plays. Looks like Wargasm doing a little shuffling there to take that inside line. Zombie Vicious trying to fight her way to the front of the pack. Cold War making her way to the front. A 1-2 combination. Down takes the knee into the straightaway. Wargasm going nose to nose.
Very physical pack on this jam. Capital Punishment looking to try to stop Cold War.
Oh, that was a fight to the front. Cold War made it through, but Zombie Vicious close on her heels. No, scratch that. Reverse it. Zombie Vicious got the L.
Yep, I actually saw it wrong too there for a second. It was so close it was difficult to discern which jammer the jammer reps were pointing at. That was a neck and neck jam if I have ever seen one.
Ay, 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 ay.
Canta y no llores.
Oh, somebody's putting an interesting note over here. Cold War is actually representing from the Ukraine.
That puts her name into a whole different perspective.
It does indeed.
Taha Hatchet in for Ithaca. She will take the L. She will be lead, but hot on her heels. Femme Venomous trying to keep pressure on, maybe force an error.
All right, Mama Go-Go takes a slip-on fall. Looks like Brat was getting ready to set up against Camaro. Unfortunately, the whistle blew 4 times. That means that's the end of that jam.
They went 2-1 on that.
Current score on the board, 199-62 with Ithaca in the lead. Tonight's after-party location, level 3. It's going to be located at 1611 East 7th Avenue here in Tampa, Florida. If you're going to be in the Baymont Hotel, you can purchase a $5 pass. Hi, Kim. You can get that pass at the merchandise booth if you're here in the building. Or if you're just coming to the area for the after-party, we'll see you there after tonight's last bout.
Gunder and Lightning in for Ithaca, pushing in the back of the pack. Big scrum there, and if I'm not mistaken, that's a Wargasm in there for Capital Punishment. Big pushing, still no lead jammer. Wargasm going to the penalty box. Oh no, Capital Punishment is in dire penalty trouble.
Did you see that? She just threw her hands up like, whatever, off to the box. Meanwhile, it looks like Courtney Smash taking her way a long trip around the box, or to the box.
And in just 5 seconds of gameplay, Frozen Tundra also going to the box. Capital Punishment filling their side of the all-in sin bin. Power jam situation. Gunder and Lightning on that pass cracks the 200 mark, now leading 204 to 62. Gunder and Lightning jukes inside around Capital Punishment's 2 blockers.
Did you see how she came through? When she juked, she also leaned into the pack. She had enough speed and momentum to maintain her position inside or on the inside of the line and still be leaning outside.
Pretty incredible.
Centrifugal force. It's a good thing.
Physics. How about that?
Ballet. What else do we have now? We got ballet, yoga. Physics.
I'm expecting to see some kung fu by the end of the night. No, not hung fu, kung fu. Of course, number 11, Hung Fu, manning the Durable Life booth. If you didn't know, Andrew's kind of a cheese ball.
Really? No.
Don't even play like you don't know. It might
all right,
be a
back
ball
up on the
joke.
track. Camaro looks like she's coming up for a power jam for Ithaca. Whistle blows. It's time to play some derby. Lavudu trying to hold a nice block. Pixie Pounder doing a 1-2 hit with, to the front of the pack. Voodoo stretching out with speed just outside of play range, so she stays and backs it back up. Camaro takes the big capital L.
Just beat her on that inside line. Very, very tight there, but Camaro was able to get to the edge of the engagement zone and beat feet.
All right, frontline action right now. Voodoo just working Camaro until she gets a slip up. Voodoo down, slow recovery. Courtney Smash comes up. Looks like 3 tally working up to figure a back line to hold back Camaro.
Camaro putting up 5 on that pass. Camaro pushing up in the front. Engagement zone gets that out of play warning. That's going to be another 5-point pass for Ithaca. Wargasm through the pack as well. Is that her initial pass, Showtime? I think it might be.
Wargasm, yes, she finally got through. That was the first and only solid time through. You know, when you have a fast-moving pack like that, and you have a skater coming out, they've got to catch up.
That's true.
They may come in into the straightaway and have to do almost a lap and a half to build up speed to get through that pack. By the time it gets around there, they've already burned up a lot of energy because it's not just a straight speed skate. It's
right.
You got there, and then you got to bump back and forth.
Cold War lines up on the jammer line for Ithaca. Great Wall of Gina takes the star for capital punishment. The whistle blows. I'm hearing a multiplayer block call, looking like capital punishment going to send one to the all-in sin bin.
Yeah, it's going to be Pixie Pounder number 11 making her way to the box.
Big
Great Wall
hit
of Gina, oh my goodness, hops to the front, takes the big capital L, and suddenly she's kicked in the afterburners, the nitrous and the extra caffeine she had for breakfast. Now she wants to get through that pack and gain some serious points for Tallahassee. Skating so hard, looks like 2 skaters sliding out and a low block on Voodoo as she comes around. 1, 2, 3. I believe that's 4 points added in for Voodoo on that pass. It was indeed, and it was called off.
So did you see that big block in the front of the pack from Voodoo, which opened the door for her jammer to pick up the L? That was a great hit.
Honestly, I did not see that because what I saw was on the back line when 2 of the skaters, one from each team, got knocked to the inside, and literally within a split second, that's when that hit happened. I was focused trying to figure out who that was. So
it was quick. Voodoo came out the outside and just plowed the front of Ithaca's pack.
You've been brutalized.
Gunder and Lightning shoots her way to an early lead jammer status in this jam. Camaro, the last line of defense for Ithaca. Zombie Vicious comes out the pack as well, but Gunder and Lightning is going to call that one off after she gets her 4. No. Oh, and Dewey is dancing. That right there is why I'm so happy that Jubilee could join us today. Dewey, of course, used to NSO up in Jacksonville, so I used to see quite a bit of him, but he did a little bit of crowdfunding and got himself down here to be a part of this fantastic tournament, Franky Panky 2013.
Oh, the jockeying for position in the front. Oh, my goodness gracious. Looks like a push to the front. Great Wall of Gina trying to get through, and it looks like it's going to work out for her because we now have a Tallahassee power jam.
All right, this is an opportunity Tallahassee needs to try to close this gap here with 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, looks like we have an interesting match on the floor. We got 2 blockers and a pivot for Ithaca, 2 blockers and a jammer for Tallahassee. Out goes one of the blockers. Ithaca, that's going to knock it down to a 5-point grand slam coming around. Great Wall of Gina, 5 points added to the board for Tallahassee.
Much needed, nutritious, delicious points for capital punishment. Great Wall of Gina out there doing good work. Again with those big jukes, that lateral agility.
There you
That's
go.
what we're seeing in today's derby. Great side-to-side motion. Great Wall of Gina puts up a 3rd. That's 15.
And she did the toe run. She come through, she hit, popped on the toes, and ran. 15 points added in for Tallahassee. Much needed points right here on the board. Let's add that around one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 grand slams in a row.
Tallahassee fans, if you're in the building, now's the time to make some noise for Great Wall of Gina.
If you're out in Derby News Network land or here in the center and you love Gina, would you please make some noise? That's right. We all love Gina.
Great Wall of Gina rips the jammer star off, whips it around. She's very happy with that. Capitalizing on a power jam, putting some much needed points up on the board. Score as it stands. Ithaca still, though, with a substantial lead. Now leads 234 to Capital Punishment's 91. If I'm not mistaken, she put 30 points on the board by herself that jam.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I mean, I
was-
can't lie. I'm just going to say yes. I'm okay with that.
That was a great jam from Great Wall of China. Really, really fantastic.
You know, some of the photography out there, Ken LeBlue, was it jammertime.com, I think,
That's right,
is the
Jammer
website.
Time.
Again, CW17 from Jacksonville doing all the video work. We appreciate them from coming out, getting out on Justin TV to get through Derby News Network. I mean, what a link of people right here. You've got videographers, photographers, you've got uploaders, and you've got broadcasters all working together. And I have backseat announcers back here, as it was just shouted out by Blackjack. Right here, backseat announcer. Hi, how you doing? Right down here.
Yeah, so you
There
guys
she
out in
is.
DNN land, you guys are chatting with Blackjack, who is playing our media liaison, our social feed. So be nice, because if you're not, Blackjack will destroy you.
Yes, she will. Two thumbs up is our announcer ref.
That is such a great name. I love it.
All right, boom, boom, boom on the track. Looks like,
I believe that's Zombie Vicious in there jamming for Capital Punishment.
thank you so much. And she has taken the lead jam situation. And the power jam itself has discontinued as the blocker from Ithaca, Haha Hatchet, comes out on the track, gains her way through the pack. Zombie Vicious slides through, calls off the jam. 2 points that last pass. I'll take 2 points to 0 anytime.
6 minutes, 35 seconds remain here in the game. Looks like Capital Punishment still has 2 blockers in the all-in sin bin. Cold War and Wargasm line up on the jammer line. Again, sort of delightful symmetry there.
Oh, stepping through. That wasn't even a skate. That was just a walk through. Cold War just icing through the track, sliding on through. The silver fancy pants going on, just perfectly fitting with her name. Reminds you of an icicle or two in this case coming down. Orgasm finally making her way through the pack. Cold War playing some tag the jammer as she comes through. Says, I'm not going to waste my energy. I'll just call off the jam and move forward from there.
That was an incredible look from Cold War at the beginning of that jam. When the whistle blew, that line just opened. She saw the tiny little sliver of light there and just scooted right through. Great Wall of China lining up on the jammer line up against Camaro. This will be a pretty serious jam, I suspect. Both of these two jammers have had a fairly decent game.
All right, pushing right now. Who's going to get to the front? Well, you know what? I think Ithaca takes the lead on this one.
I'm thinking so. That's Camaro with the L for this jam. China has freed herself from the pack, and she gets out and turns on the thrusters. Turn and burn. Looks like China was hoping for some points there. Don't think she got them.
It was a desperation move. It looks like she went just inside the line. Maybe it was she didn't pass anybody quite so fast. It's hard to say. I'm not a referee. That's not my job. So I just report on what I see. Brought to you today by Derby News Network.
Speaking of which, of course, big shouts to anybody joining us on DNN.com. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining Frankie Panky 2013. Gunder and Lightning and jamming for Ithaca, and if I'm not mistaken, Zombie Vicious for Capital Punishment.
It is. She fought her way like a zombie eating a plate of brains to get through there.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh, reach out by Gunder. Nice avoid by Zombie Vicious. She comes through. Looks like Gunder was trying to stretch in her right foot, come way out. It could have been a trip up if she was not careful, a.k.a. a low block in modern correct terms. Fortunately, Zombie Vicious is able to avoid it. Gain 4 points that last pass for her efforts. Tallahassee's okay with that. They finally broken that century mark.
That was 9 for Zombie Vicious on that jam. Good work. So far with that little stretch, we've seen today now, we've seen ballet, we've seen yoga, And I think that last one qualifies as the hokey pokey.
I'm okay with that.
You put your left foot in.
I have somebody online, I won't mention his name, Charles, that is thinking that I'm bashing the refs. No, actually it's not. You know, the point out is you don't see, from this angle, you don't see what the refs see. And, you know, you may have people that get really animated on the outside because they don't know what the refs. On the inside, it is a completely different view of those skaters. Try to keep up on the inside on skates and know what they're doing.
Speaking of what the skaters are doing, Lavudu with the star for capital punishment in control of this jam. Cold War in for Ithaca has completed her initial pass, but she is not lead. Lavudu now contending with the front of Ithaca's pack. She's going to dig and get three and call that jam off.
Points out of quickly 240 on the clock, 244 to 105. Ithaca still in the lead. Time is running down, coming up on the line to jam. Hatchet going up against the Great Wall of China. Inside line, I'm seeing, oh my God, Becky, that's the redhead on the right with the funky green and black socks. I've seen an aerial picture of her. She had to clear like 3.5 feet vertical. It was great.
Wow.
Her taking the stretch. Looks like Great Wall of China kicked in the afterburners coming on through. Meanwhile, Ithaca's jammer trying to fight that front line. Looks like they have set up some solid defense right now. Good 1-2 setup. Little opening. Hi, how you doing? Give me some points. I go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grand slammy.
Great pass through the pack there from Great Wall of China. Looks like the capital punishment blockers did some good work there, holding Hatchet back. Hatchet now just completing her initial pass.
All right, looks like 2 Alpha gets sent to the sin bin. I believe that's Medusa. She was slightly out of play.
Just a little bit. Okay.
There was a question about the head ref's call. The call stands. Back on the track, looks like Gunder and Lightning and Zombie Vicious up on the track to jam. Looks like Courtney Smash, Trailer Thrash, and Wargasm for Tallahassee. Don't forget, if you're here in the venue, to make sure you vote for your MVP blockers and jammers. You can do that up at the merchandise table. Make sure you get in there and do that early. Vote early.
Vote early, vote often?
Vote early.
Ever the upstanding member of society, Showtime.
Action slow on the track right now. Looks like Camaro going around. Oh, multiplayer block. Thank you very much. Getting sent out to the all-in sin bin. Meanwhile, Ithaca takes the lead jammer status. You know, the red and gold. I think this would be Ithaca. You can have it. Take it.
I think so. Gunder and Lightning comes up on the wall, but Trailer Thrash manages to get a nice side booty block on, pushes her to the inside, but she gets around the outside. Around Wargasm, she's going to put 4. "30 seconds on the jam clock, a minute 4 seconds left on, on the period clock, a minute left on the jam clock. So this will probably be the last jam of this game.
Well, last time we made a prediction like that, we were wrong. So
well, that's the nice thing, is I'm okay with being wrong. Gunder and Lightning puts up 4.
As does Tallahassee.
So they go point for point there, but it looks like, who is that? Mamadusa from Ithaca. She's going to go sit in the sin bin for 60. But Trailer Thrash is as well here.
Interesting. 4 points added in for Gunder. 4 points added in for Zombie Vicious. At least adding points to the board right now. Jam continues. The regular clock is out. Means we're strictly on jam time only. Now we can say it's the last jam.
Yep, I think we can. Period clock has expired. 10 seconds left to go in the jam. I think they're just going to play it out, Sam. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score not yet official, but the scoreboard as it stands before review is going to be Ithaca taking home the win at 260 to Capital Punishments 129.
All right, that brings us up to the halftime. Coming up next, we're going to have ourselves a fun bout. much like the one you just had today, as Philly, the Philly Roller Girls, takes on Jacksonville.
Very excited for that game. I'm not announcing that one. Unfortunately, I have to run back to my hotel and check out.
Oopsie.
So I'm going to go pack quickly and see if I can do all of that in 15 whole minutes so I can get back and catch that game.
This next bout will be number 30 in the rankings versus number 14, so this ought to be a lot of fun.
All right, folks, coming to the track for their victory lap in white and black and fancy pants. The victors in our first game of Day 2, Franky Panky 2013. Ithaca taking home the win. They managed to come out and do some damage to capital punishment. Looks like the score has been validated, 260 to 129. Showtime out there doing the good thing. You can always see him with the great vest. And of course, coming to the track, the Tallahassee capital punishment came out and fought hard. Good bout, ladies. Way to stick tough. That's one of the things I love about roller derby, especially if you look at skaters like Lavudu. They can come out, they can skate hard, they can get beat up for 60 straight minutes, but Lavudu taking that lap with a big old happy smile on her face.